Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. DemiGodReviews here, coming to you guys with a little Dragon Quest Heroes 2 gameplay on the PS4. This is one of those games that I have that will be ready for review down the pipeline that I know I'm kind of late on, but I'm still going to give it to you guys anyway. And speaking of reviews and let's plays and bruising the backlog and whatever else, I apologize to you guys that have been waiting quite a while for some of these reviews. I've been handling some real life issues that I've been needing to take care of, but I promise now that I'm back in full focus, full strength, and full form. I'm going to be giving you guys the reviews that you've been waiting for from Everspace on Xbox One that'll be dropping today, Hellblade on PS4 that'll be dropping today as well, Black Hole Complete Edition that'll be dropping the day after these two reviews. I'll be giving to you guys what you've been waiting for, what you've been looking for. I promise for those who've been waiting on these reviews to drop, I'm going to give you guys exactly what you've been waiting for. So I apologize if you've been waiting for a while, and for those waiting on the Bruising the Backlog series, I'll be getting right into that again. So I thank you guys for just waiting and you know, being patient with me as much as possible. So thank you guys once again. Now, if you haven't seen ThinkPiece is a once a month video series that I'll be doing where I talk about topics that's in the gaming industry that I feel like I need to talk about that's on my head, or just something I really feel like the interest in that I do need to talk about. And today we have two topics. We have the generation of the female heroine lead, where, you know, women are now taking the forefront of the gaming industry, where more characters are women and more women can relate to these characters. And then we also have the topic of the Crackdown 3 delay. Now, if you haven't seen the first ThinkPiece episode, where we talked about the negative perception that Crackdown 3 had when the gameplay dropped, and the people that were playing it, you know, a lot of people weren't pleased with that gameplay, and you know, it was just a lot of negative talk. But now Crackdown 3 has been delayed, and you know we have to talk about that. But first, before we get into Crackdown 3 and Microsoft and everything about that studio, let's talk about this generation of the female lead. Now, if you guys haven't been paying attention, or if you have, not sure what you guys do in your free time, but if you haven't noticed, women have been taking the forefront of the character lead now. You have Hellblade seen with Sacrifice, you have Life is Strange, you have Rise of the Tomb Raider and Shadow of the Tomb Raider, I believe. You have Horizon, Nier, Uncharted Lost Legacy, you have the WNBA edition, the NBA Live. You have many options and many forefronts now where women and females are, you know, becoming that lead. You know, I'm glad to see this. I am glad to see that, you know, we have more, you know, female characters that women can relate to. Like Max and Chloe, I feel like women can relate to them about their high school years and how they were feeling. You have the strong dominant female lead from characters like Aloy from Horizon, or Senua from Hellblade, where, you know, they have to be strong, they have to be dominant, they have to show their pride and their strength. Even including Chloe and her friend from Uncharted. Forgive me for those who have played Uncharted. I haven't played Uncharted 4, so forgive me if, you know, if I'm exposing myself right now. But, you know, you have these female leads coming to games now where more women can feel like they relate instead of just playing as a man all the time. Hell, we even have it in Dragon Quest. You have two strong, like, female party members that just can handle their own, while, you know, the men do their thing as well. And I'm glad to see this. I'm glad to see that, you know, women are getting more shine. Women can feel like they can relate to the games, because, you know, let's be honest, the gaming industry is kind of dominated by men. You know, so I know women probably don't really care about that half the time, but some women do care about that kind of stuff. And I'm glad to see that now women feel like they can relate to characters that are coming out. They probably relate to last gen with Bayonetta, the chick from Remember Me, Samus, and a couple other women leads. But now we have more coming and just, you know, dominating the scene now, and I'm actually glad to see that. I'm actually even glad to see, you know, women getting their shine in the sports segments too. Like, you have the WNBA edition of NBA Live, you have the female soccer team and FIFA, and, you know, you just see a lot more additions of women being included in games, and I'm here for it, honestly. You know, we can't ignore that women are a part of the game, are part of the games, and, you know, just, you gotta include them. You know, I know people might complain about certain things about women and what they do, but you have to include the women as a strong part from the male counterpart. It's just one of those things that has to be included. And honestly, I'm here to see more female protagonists actually hold it down more so than the men. You know, I'm not saying that, you know, just replace men with everybody, but it's okay to have that strong female lead while the man sits in the background, or you know, you can have the man and the woman share the screen time. You know, I just see, you know, this strong female lead coming from a lot of games, and honestly, if the writing is good for the character, if we can get more, you know, woman female leads, and I'm here for it, because honestly, they've been doing a great job with the characters that we have now. Aloy, Senua, A2, all of them, they just have been doing great things, and I'm honest to God, they're just ready for more, you know, female leads. So I'm here for it. If anybody says otherwise, I don't know, man. You can't complain when you got like some dope female characters holding it down for the generation, you know. But let's talk about Crackdown 3. Crackdown 3, I don't know, man. This game is getting rough. You know, sometimes I agree with delays. I agree if the game isn't looking all that up to par, up to snuff. If you feel like you need to take more time with it. But Crackdown 3 has been delayed a couple times now. It's been pushed back a couple times. You know, if they weren't feeling confident at the 2017 showing or what they showed at E3, they should have just announced a 2018 release date to give them more time to breathe, more time to make a breather, more time to polish the game up to the way they wanted to present it. Because, you know, Crackdown 3 wasn't looking that bad. It kind of was reminiscent of Crackdown 1 with just a bit more better graphics. But, you know, I feel like this kind of delay at this point, what they need to do is tighten down the graphics, tighten down the gameplay. Wherever they feel like they're just, you know, rough in the areas in, they need to do that, because it shouldn't be no way that it's another delay. When they did promise that Crackdown 3 was going to release in 2017. There's nothing launching with the 1X besides Super Lucky Tail, because Crackdown 3 is supposed to be that game that launched with the 1X. And, you know, they just can't seem to get Crackdown 3 right. First it was the destruction. First it was the destruction. Then, you know, the pushbacks for whatever reason. But now it's getting pushed back again, and it just seems like they particularly don't know what to really do with Crackdown 3. I'm not gonna say they don't know what to do, because they probably have a grand image that I just don't know of yet. But they just seem to not necessarily get the hatches of what they need down for Crackdown 3. You know, I want to see the destruction. I want to see the multiplayer. I was expecting the multiplayer beta to be out this summer so we could actually test it for ourselves and see what the game would look like. You know, just, I don't know, man. Crackdown 3 just seems to have a lot of problems that is in the background and nobody's really discussing it. You know, I'm all for delays, because I'm all for delays right now, because it's seriously, we have like a packed library of stuff, whether multi-plat, exclusive, or whatever you're playing. Like, this game season is packed. But still, you know, I'm all for delays, but give us the reason why you're delaying it. Don't make the promise of, yeah, it's going to be out 2017, and then later on you delay it for 2018. You should have just said, yo, it's going to be out 2018. We're going to work on the best that we can to fix up the game and polish up what we need to polish up. Here's some gameplay. Here's a beta for us to understand what we need to fix up. And let's just do it. You know, I'm hyped for Crackdown 3. I actually want to buy it the day that it released, you know, first day, support it. But I don't know, man. It's scary to see like this game getting delayed so many times, and I worry because I don't want what happened to Scalebound happen to Crackdown 3. Because, you know, Crackdown 3 is damn near finished. I hope it's damn near finished. It looks like it's coming close to being finished, but I hope that they take the time to improve the graphics, to tighten down some of the gameplay, to make some additions that feel like they're missing. But, you know, I just don't want what happened to Scalebound to happen to Crackdown 3. And, you know, I'm all for delays, but I hope that this is the last delay, because we can't take any more of that. But yeah, folks, that is ThinkPiece episode 2. Previous episode of ThinkPiece will be in the description box below. I will have Everspace and Hellblade up for review in the morning. Well, I will have Everspace up for review in the morning, or probably in the afternoon before I leave for work. Hellblade will be up later that night. I thank you guys for stopping by and watching ThinkPiece episode 2. Share your thoughts. How do you feel about the female lead in gaming currently? How do you feel about Crackdown 3's delay? What do you think about it? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. I will respond to everybody and anyone. And until next time and until the next video, guys, we'll tune in, turn up, and throw down. I'm out, and thank you for watching.